Hello and welcome to another video with Class Solutions Tech. In this lesson, you will learn how to create a build role in order to allow users to build jobs in Jenkins. Let's say we want that same user, Nathaniel, that we have been using. So we want that user, Nathaniel, to be able to build these jobs that we have right here. So which means that user, we are going to allow that user to be able to read and build, but it's not going to be allowed to create or delete or modify any existing job. So we're going to go back to manage Jenkins again, and then we'll go to manage and assign roles. So in here now, right, let's add a new role, but remember that this role will only allow the user to build or read the jobs, right? We are still putting some restrictions on it, so the user will not be able to create or delete, but it can build and read. All right, so you can give whatever role you want to give, but just for this example, that is what we are doing. All right, so let's create this role. Let's call this role execute. Let's call this role execute. In this role now, right, the first thing that we're going to do in the overall, we have to give read. And why do we give read in this overall right here? So we do that in order to avoid the error that we had. Remember that access denied error that we had earlier in the last video? So we always do that. Overall, we give read before we go and give other permission that we want to give to this role. We want the user to be able to build and read, right? So under job, we'll click on build, and then under the jobs as well, we'll click on read. So the read and build, those are the two things that we want the user, any user that is assigned this role, that is what they'll be able to do. They'll be able to read and build jobs. So let's go to assign roles. Let's save. And then let's go to assign roles. So here you see we have a new role now called execute, right? So let's unmark this one and assign this new role to this guy. So in this case now, right, the user Nathaniel is going to be allowed to read and execute job, right? So let's save this. All right, very good. Let's go back to the next page. Let's refresh. So in this page now, this user now should be able to do that. All right. You see, now when they click on this page right here, we'll see what we have right there, build parameters, right? So this user can come, it can build the parameter, do whatever I want to do. Let's say I want to call this person Mike Jordan, and then the course, let's leave the job course as Jenkins, and then we build. So this user is able to perform this action. And then we have our console output here, which is success, right? So this user couldn't do that before, but you will see that under this user is still not able to do some things like manage Jenkins. This user is not having that option. This user cannot delete, it cannot create. You still have some limited things that they can do. So, but the only access we give to this user now is that be able to read and then be able to build jobs. So that is all this user can do right now. So if you come to these jobs too, it should be able to build this job as well, right? So now we see build number 4, we see the console output. So that is all it can do. It can only read and build jobs. Any other thing apart from that, this user is not able to perform it. So we have actually granted this user a new role that we have created and assigned that role to that new user, right? So this is how we create roles based on what the users will be able to do, and then that is how we assign role to a specific user. That will be it for this lesson. So join us in the next video. So in the next video, I'll take my time on how to explain to you on how to restrict job to users using project roles in Jenkins. That'll be all for this video. See you in the next lesson.